So I think we just probably got one of the best pills to swallow right now. Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler is on hiatus. Michael Chandler's moving on. And I don't think we're going to see Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler because I don't really think Conor McGregor is ever going to come back. You can't take the guy at his word anymore. He's not serious in the game. He's got too many things going on outside the UFC. But Michael Chandler is moving on to something better. Not necessarily the move I would make. I would look for like a more marketable money fight, not one in the rankings that makes sense, because I think that Michael Chandler at the end of the day does deserve a money fight. And Masvidal versus Chandler would have just been a good option because Masvidal is also a draw. And hey, I would have actually liked to have seen those guys go at it. That's a fight that could have gone either way. And Michael Chandler, being the entertainer he is, he's made it clear he wants to do entertaining fights. I would have loved to see that fight, but hey, his call. He's going for the rankings. He wants to do a rematch with Charles Oliveira. And I remember when that fight happened, I was rooting for Michael Chandler, and I almost thought he was going to get almost thought he was going to get Charles Oliveira out of there in the first, but then it turned around and then he got knocked out. And he even admits it was a fair fight. He got clipped. He's not salty about it. He accepted the decision. But I think if we run it back, we're looking at a very similar toss-up of the fight. Michael Chandler has been away for a while. His last fight was against Dustin Poirier a long time ago. But Charles Oliveira has since then kind of gone on a bit of a skid. Like, he's not the same fighter you could tell he was. At least he's getting there. Now, he did lose to Arman Tsarukyan, but it was a decision. He toughed it out. So he's not as chipped away at as people are thinking, but he still got stake in the division. But if Michael Chandler beats Charles Oliveira and redeems himself, then I honestly believe that Islam Makhachev would be more serious about taking on Michael Chandler as an opponent. Because a win in the top 5, you're going to get a title shot. But the way he's got to go about this is he has to have fight IQ if he wants to win. Not just trying to entertain the fans, not just trying to make these entertaining matchups, but actually be serious about winning the fights. That's what cost him the Gaethje fight. That's what cost him the Poirier fight. If he threw cleaner strikes, he probably could have finished Poirier in the first round. Who knows? Even Poirier admits that if he would have thrown less overhands and more down the middle, he would have gotten him out of there. But he didn't. And that's the one thing that holds Michael Chandler back a ton. And I want to see him end up on the winning end of this Charles Oliveira fight because that Conor McGregor is going to have a field day if he loses to Charles again. Conor McGregor has now become the human embodiment of being petty with his money and just laughing at everybody else and just causing all sorts of mayhem. And it's sad because that's a stark contrast to who he used to be. I used to be a big Conor McGregor fan when he showed up, fought, stuck by his principles, and backed up everything he said. Now you can't trust a single thing he says. And you know what? Possibly he's running for president of Ireland. Okay. I don't have Irish citizenship, so I can't, I don't have a say in that, but I wish him very well in that campaign run. But I'm just glad that Michael Chandler is realizing that sometimes, even though I understand where he was coming from wanting this McGregor fight, big payday, but he's already probably set for life with the career he's done for himself. Now, obviously, he's not as rich as Conor McGregor, but if you think him and his family are going to hurt for money anytime soon, I don't think so. I think he's definitely going to make a name for himself with all the endorsements and everything like that. Maybe on the devil's advocate side, you could say that the Conor McGregor fight was probably just greed on his part. I don't really think that, but I'm just arguing devil's advocate right now. But he's good. But he's also understanding you could only get fed the same lip service time and time and time again. Where you could say, okay, you go from maybe the grass is greener on the other side to I definitely know the grass is greener on the other side because the grass I'm standing on, it's old, hasn't been maintenance. Dogs are urinating on it. It smells. And it's just a rundown yard that's cheap land that some land developer is going to turn into a condo complex or something like that. So I might as well move to the other side where the grass is actually somewhat green. Now, I know that's an odd analogy, but if anywhere on the off chance Michael Chandler's watching this, I just want to say I'm proud that you finally moved on. I wanted to see you fight Conor McGregor at UFC 303, but as the months went on, my tone shifted to, yeah, this ain't going to happen. But if Michael Chandler wins and gets this L back, I might actually get to commentate on Michael Chandler versus Islam Makhachev if it becomes an official fight in the future, if all goes according to plan. And it's not just speculation, but an actual thing that they're going to announce. That is a matchup I'm actually looking forward to seeing. Islam Makhachev with really good striking, dynamic wrestling versus Michael Chandler, who's not as technical of a striker, but has probably, with the NCAA record, way more powerful wrestling than Islam's banking on. And I think he might actually introduce, if that fight happens, he could introduce the lightweight champion problems that he's never seen, but he has to have fight IQ if he wants to get there. Peace. I've said it.